Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to their Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. Now, first off, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I hope everyone had a good New Year's. Of course, because of the holidays and everything, there hasn't been too much breaking news or anything to do with Black Ops 4 or Call of Duty for a little bit, but something very interesting was reported on today, and it's something that I think could be pretty credible, and I want to talk about it and analyze it in today's video because it's something that will affect gamers, people that enjoy Call of Duty, and people that are just into gaming in general. Because, you know, there's a lot of people that play Black Ops 4, but I'm sure the majority of people that do play Black Ops 4, you probably play some other games as well. You know, other games that I'm really into are Fortnite. I have a Fortnite YouTube channel, by the way, if you don't know, The Goblin on YouTube, link in the description, subscribe to my Fortnite channel. And then I also like League of Legends. Like, those are my top 3 games as of right now, but of course, over the years of being a gamer, I've played so many different games and all that sort of stuff. So drop a like and think if you guys could. Let's go for 1,500 likes. That would be absolutely incredible. Your guys' support has been just amazing lately, so I really do appreciate that. And also subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're just past 940,000 subscribers on that road to 1 million, so I really do appreciate everyone new subscribing and all that stuff. So let's get right into this. Now, basically, there is an analyst, Michael Patcher, who has shared his latest predictions for the 2019 gaming year in a new article on GameIndustry.biz, and he shared an interesting prediction about what may happen with Activision Blizzard in 2019. Now, of course, basically based off of this Michael Patcher prediction, this was also reported on by Charlie Intel, who is probably the most credible source in Call of Duty. And of course, this is just a prediction at this point, and there's nothing that is for sure, but there's some reasoning behind it, and there's some logic behind it, and that's what we're going to discuss. So, in Michael Patcher's latest round of predictions, he states that Activision will make both Overwatch and Blackout free to play at some point in 2019. With Overwatch League's continued success in terms of team sales, Activision Blizzard may be forced to move to a free-to-play model to bring more players into Overwatch to sustain the esports league for that title long term. In terms of Blackout, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has been a mediocre success thus far for Activision. It has slowly surpassed Call of Duty World War II in sales, but initially lagged behind Black Ops 3 sales. Blackout going free-to-play would bring many new players into the title, as Blackout is one of the few polished AAA first-person shooter battle royale modes available on the market. Fortnite remains one of the only battle royale mode to be free to play across a variety of platforms, and continues to be the most popular game in the world. I mean, H1 is, I guess, something that's free to play battle royale mode, but that game is, kind of, dying off very quickly lately. So these are the predictions, and this does make sense. Now, when we break it down into both sections, first of all, Overwatch. Overwatch is a huge game, and it came out almost 3 years ago or something like that, and this is of course owned by Activision and Blizzard. But the thing with Overwatch is, for the size of that game compared to the size of the esport is huge compared to the casual player base on that game, and that is because I think the game is super duper polished, and I haven't put that much playtime into Overwatch. Honestly, I'm more of a Call of Duty, Fortnite, League of Legends sort of guy, but I get the general ideas behind Overwatch. I've watched a ton of gameplay and I understand it, and it's a very competitive game, and it fits esports perfectly. So by switching to a free-to-play model for that Overwatch section of things, that definitely would increase the player base, which increases the value of the esport, which, teams buying into these esports are paying millions, tens of millions of dollars, and growing an esport and making, if Overwatch becomes the #1 esport, then it doesn't really matter how the casual game does. There's different approaches to it, and even by offering a free-to-play game, that doesn't mean you're killing your income off the casual game. You're just going to a different model, much like Fortnite, where they make money off of people buying the skins, or League of Legends, where the games are free to play. Of course, that's a little bit different from how Activision and Blizzard have looked at it in the past, but that definitely makes sense when it comes down to the Overwatch section. So the more info and more stuff that Michael said about this was basically that he thinks that the 18 Overwatch League owners have been assured by Blizzard that it will expand the audience for Overwatch. Basically the best way to do this is to make the core game free to play in order to attract tens of millions of new users, which will convert to Overwatch League viewers. I expect this by mid-June, the 3rd anniversary to the launch of the original game. Disgruntled players who bought the core game will likely be compensated by being given free stuff, skins, or other cosmetic items. Blackout will go free to play at least a month prior to the launch of next year's Call of Duty in order to promote the new game. So those are, of course, his predictions, and they definitely do make sense. And I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to the Overwatch section of that, because, I'm just not into Overwatch as much as I am into Call of Duty. So I think that's a reasonable thing. However, that would be a huge move, and I think that a lot of people like myself who, maybe aren't super into Overwatch, if it was free to play, they'd get a lot more people on there, maybe buying skins and maybe taking that Fortnite approach to it. So I don't know if that would happen for sure, but that would be very, very cool. Now with Blackout going free to play, and I know people are going to say this too also, because people are going to say Activision would never do anything for free, and that used to be the model. And then this one pretty big game called Fortnite came around and sort of changed, well, League of Legends and then Fortnite sort of changed the whole model around that you can do a game that's free to play and you can profit billions of dollars off of that as long as your game, has millions and millions of active players on it, right? Spending money on those skins and different stuff like that. Now, if we think back to a year ago, I think it was in June, Black Ops 3, now of course that would be an older game, that would have been over 2 years old at that point, 2.5 years old, but they actually made Black Ops free, literally free to play for a month, I think free to download, and the player base, I noticed too, all of my old Black Ops 3 videos on my channel, the views were going up on those, the hype around Black Ops 3, much like when they bring a game back as far as, backwards compatible, when they made Black Ops 3 free to play, even though it was 2.5 years later, it was huge, and that experiment, I think, went very, very well for them. As far as other things like that, right now you can already buy Black Ops 4 for PC, I believe. There's one that's $30, and it comes with it's the Battle Edition, which contains the Blackout and the standard multiplayer mode for $30, and I think past January 6th it costs $40. So without zombies, they're already offering those 2 game modes for $30. So, and this is like a month or two, this has already happened, right? This is a month or two after the game's been out. Also, they offered this huge bundle for around the holidays, which was $80, and you got Black Ops 4, the full game on console, Destiny 2 Forsaken Legendary Collection, and the Overwatch Legendary Edition. So the whole package contained Black Ops 4, 1,100 COD points, digital edition bonus items, Destiny 2, Expansion 1, Expansion 2, Destiny 2 Forsaken, a level 30 character boost, and then Overwatch, 15 hero skins, and digital Blizzard in-game items. All of that was for $80. So saying that some of these things will become free to play in the future, I don't think is a stretch at all, and I think that this is really interesting for gaming. I think that if Overwatch were to become free to play, that would be huge for the player base, and this would only be awesome for people that the gaming people are, free to play games are kind of good for us because then you can play these games, try them out, and if you do enjoy the game, support them by buying skins and different stuff like that, right? You don't have to upfront throw up that $60 or $80 Canadian or whatever it is for these games, right? So as far as Blackout going free to play on that section of things, I definitely think that's going to happen. Blackout, I think, is a mode that, they're already selling Blackout and the multiplayer for $30. So I do think that, they're going to make Blackout free to play, whether it's for a month temporary, whether it's, in the summer, whether it's for next year. I definitely think that's something that's going to happen. And just because it gets more people into the game in general. And once you get people into the game, and here's a bundle for multiplayer and zombies for $20 and they buy that. It's all, at the end of the day, it's all a business. And when other businesses that are very similar are succeeding with this free-to-play model, Activision has been taking note, and even doing stuff like Activision did with doing the Black Ops 3 free-to-play, we would have never thought that would, trust me, back in my, never, Activision would never give anything for free, and now they're doing it because it's a smart business move, and I definitely think these, of course, are just predictions from the analyst over at GameIndustry.biz, which is Michael Patcher, but I do think that these are pretty good predictions. Once again, I'm not the biggest expert on the Overwatch, on the game of Overwatch, but I do understand that Overwatch League it's a monster. It's huge, and I do understand that, of course, free-to-play and a game that's available on not all platforms, but a majority of popular gaming platforms in 2019 would be huge. Blackout free-to-play, I think that should be done even sooner. Michael Patcher predicted a month before the next game. I think they should just throw out Blackout for free in the summer, because if you have cool camos, skins that you're selling for that game mode, and you're constantly updating it, that will get people into Call of Duty. And I really do like that these games are being more affordable now, and sure, they're going to sell DLC, and of course Fortnite's cosmetics only, League of Legends is cosmetic only, and that's going to always be the dilemmas. If they do make Blackout free to play, Are they going to ramp up these DLC and microtransactions and make it pay to win? We really hope not. You know, hopefully not. And it's really tough to find that ideal where the fans of the game are enjoying it and the business side of everything is covered and doing amazing. But I think this is definitely a possibility and a very interesting prediction that I think could very well come true. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And you know, I know how Activision has been traditionally in the past with not really giving away free stuff and selling stuff, but times are changing in gaming. Trust me, you know, Fortnite and a lot of other stuff have really ramped up the growth, and esports too is another huge one. So thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys next one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'm out. Peace.